This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
First tonight, an update on breaking news we've been following all afternoon in South St. Louis, where there was an officer-involved shooting. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. This happened just over 4 hours ago outside of a house near the intersection of Alaska and Taft Avenues. That's in St. Louis's Dutchtown neighborhood. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend is there with the latest. Robert.
Hey there, Ann and Mike. Let me tell you, we've been out here all afternoon. And as we come on the air at 6 o'clock, there is still an active scene out here in this South Side neighborhood. You can see those officers are back there just beyond that yellow crime scene tape. Now, just minutes ago, a tow truck driver pulled up and he hauled away a silver Ford SUV. Police had been focusing on all afternoon as they continue to investigate this shooting that involves St. Louis County police officers. A St. Louis County Police Department spokesperson says around 11:30 this morning, officers with the department's Bureau of Intelligence and Special Response Unit were out here on Alaska Avenue looking for a recent homicide suspect. Now, about 2 hours later, investigators say a man came outside on Virginia Avenue, pulled out a pistol with a magazine attached to it and fired at officers. The officers fired back. Investigators say the suspect then ran between several homes and more gunshots rang out on Alaska Avenue. Now, a police major at the scene tells me the suspect was shot more than once. A business owner just told me he heard dozens of gunshots when all this unfolded. I also just learned windows on several neighbors' cars that were parked outside their homes were shattered during all the gunfire. Police say at last report the suspect was in critical condition. They are still investigating this, and that is the very latest as we can tell you right now. We're live in South City. I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
And we'll continue to bring you updates on this story as we get more information on air, on KSTK.com, and on the 5 on your side app.
The Rockwood School District has been named in a lawsuit alleging that the district knew about and did nothing to prevent a student from being sexually abused by a former staff member. 5 on your side's Holden Kurwicki joins us live in studio. Holden.
And the lawsuit centers around interactions between 50-year-old Robert Smith, a custodian at Eureka High School, and a special needs student who is nonverbal. Smith was fired after his 2022 arrest, but it's alleged that multiple district employees knew what was happening and did nothing to stop it.
In the state of Missouri, teachers are mandated reporters of suspected sexual abuse.
The statute says when you have reasonable suspicion that you have to immediately make that call. And that's what they needed to do to fulfill that and allow those investigative entities to take it from there.
But according to a 20-page lawsuit recently filed against Rockwood Schools and the Special School District of St. Louis County, the district failed to protect a nonverbal Eureka student with Down syndrome and autism.
It's hard because children are so vulnerable, and to think of an adult taking advantage of them in that way is certainly heartbreaking.
The lawsuit alleges that multiple incidents involving the student and former custodian Robert Smith took place on school property in the months leading up to Smith's 2022 arrest for first-degree sexual assault.
It is everyone's responsibility, including agencies, to make sure that they have codes of conduct and things in place to ensure and minimize that risk to any child within their building, but especially those who are more at risk and vulnerable and having those special needs or diagnosis.
At the time of Smith's arrest, Rockwood School District officials said the district takes any report of potentially criminal behavior very seriously. But according to the lawsuit, multiple employees witnessed the abuse happening and did nothing about it.
Ultimately, we know that it is natural human inclination to try to give someone the benefit of the doubt or dismiss, especially when it's a coworker or someone who you work alongside.
That's why Amy Robbins tells every child who comes into the Child Advocacy Centers of Northeast Missouri the same thing.
Find a safe person that you can tell and keep telling until that abuse stops.
Robbins told me that children with special needs are 3 to 4 times more likely to be assaulted than their peers. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, we have a full list of resources for reporting on KSTK.com. Just look for this story under the As Seen on TV tab. Mike?
Holden, thanks. Tonight's surveillance pictures show the man St. Louis County police say is responsible for assaulting a woman on a Metrolink train. Police say the assault happened on Christmas Eve, and they're still trying to locate him. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live in the Central West End, where the suspect got off the train. Diamond?
Mike, St. Louis County Police tell us they are actively looking for the suspect who resulted in a woman being assaulted on her head, leaving her with injuries. Tonight, Metro Transit tells us that 93 incidents happened on the transportation service last year. St. Louis County Police say they need the public's help looking for this man who they say is responsible for Metrolink assault.
It's not like you're having an argument with an individual, it's just a random attack.
Sergeant Tracy Panis with County Police says on December 24th last year, a male suspect hit a woman on her head after she entered the Metrolink train at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. It happened just after 2:30 in the afternoon and resulted in the woman being taken to the hospital for treatment. The suspect was last seen getting off the train in the Central West End. County Police didn't share information about the suspect they were looking for until Monday on Facebook.
Sometimes there's a delay with getting video footage. Sometimes we're making our own attempts and trying to identify an individual before we put it out there. So there can be some delays sometimes between an incident occurring and pushing out this information. But at this point, it's very important that we get him identified and get him in custody.
Paul Wallace, who's been riding the transit service for the last 4 years, worries about his safety with the recent assault.
The safety in Metrolink for me is kind of, I would say, iffy. Nobody stopped it or even just cared to really help.
Metro Transit responded in a statement by saying we take any and all incidents on Metrolink seriously and are cooperating fully with our contract partners from the St. Louis County Police Department. And county police are urging riders to be aware.
Traveling in pairs and being with other people that you know, that also helps to reduce your chances of becoming a victim in a random attack like this.
County police say if you have any information on this assault or any others that have occurred on Metrolink trains, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Reporting live here in the Central West End, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
$1 million is heading to St. Louis homeowners thanks to local NBA All-Star Jayson Tatum. 5 on your side's Annie Krall joins us live downtown to share how this is going to especially help first-time homebuyers. Annie.
Well, exactly. 5-time NBA All-Star Jayson Tatum announcing today that his foundation has gotten $1 million from finance company SoFi to try and help lower barriers for new St. Louis homebuyers. It's a generous mindset that the Celtics forward learned at Chaminade. Announced Tuesday, Celtics and Chaminade alum Jayson Tatum helped establish the SoFi Generational Wealth Fund with his foundation, giving money to St. Louis homebuyers for down payments.
He keeps raising that bar for things that we're proud of, So first we're proud of him establishing his foundation. Now to have something like this that's going to benefit so many individuals. I mean, he's an all-star on and off the court.
Housing funds Tatum says his single mother could have used after having him at just 19.
I've always been driven to get my money right. As a kid, I watched my mom struggle financially, but she always made what we had work. Her sacrifice allowed me to pursue my dreams.
I texted his mom right away and just said, I can't imagine, as a mom, I cannot imagine you being more proud of your son. And it made me so proud. To just even know him, the fact he's affiliated with a Chaminade.
Though not working directly with Tatum, the nonprofit Athletes for Hope says they are the largest organization for advising athletes, including NBA players, on how to give back to their communities.
To see someone like Jayson, who, obviously started with very humble beginnings, had this vision for himself, obviously both in the athletic space, but also being able to give back and advancing kind of over time and thinking about, well, this is a community that I grew up in. Here's a need that really requires some additional attention.
Now, besides this housing gift, Jayson comes back to St. Louis on a regular basis to meet with young players during summer basketball camps, giving his time to inspire NBA hopefuls. Now, if you're interested in getting some of that $1 million, you can learn more at our website, ksdk.com, in the As Seen on TV section. Reporting live in downtown St. Louis, Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
Coming up, workers in hazmat suits spotted outside a St. Louis school. The reason this is a welcome sight.
Plus, a North County school testing a 4-day week for teachers. What students will be doing on the day their teachers are off.
And we're looking at another bright day on Wednesday, and just in time for Valentine's Day, Mother Nature is showing us some warm love. We'll see you in a few minutes.